So, Huma, a warm welcome to you on Filme Shilmy. As always, it's so great to have you. And a huge congratulations on Maharani season two. It looks really exciting.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's an exciting time. Yes.
I mean, of course, the show, as the trailer suggests, looks a lot more intense than the first season. So, how much of a powerful element was it for you to get into this zone for season two?
Well, season one we were kind of underdogs, so no one kind of expected anything from us or the show. Uh, but then the show had this spectacular success, and everyone was talking about it. And it's good to be an underdog. You know what I mean? And take everyone by surprise. Um, so yeah, I mean, we've been really excited about season two. There's been a lot of like excitement. People are waiting. We keep getting messages all the time and calls all the time, and I'm so happy that the first teaser and the first trailer for season two have been like super well received. And yeah, I can promise you one thing's going to be bigger, better, more dhamakedar, as they say, than season one.
Wow, that's amazing. I think it must have been quite a challenge for you to really rise up to play such a character because I remember like in season one, you're playing like an accidental politician, where you're caught up in this whirlwind of circumstances. But then in season two, you seem to have your head on the right way and you seem to have gotten the pulse of the Indian political sphere.
Yes.
So when it comes to all of that, how astute did you have to become actually in order to present that character in a very sort of shatir way, if I can say?
Shatir is not the right word. I mean, yeah, I mean, season one, you're right. Like, she's an accidental politician. Her husband, who's, not keeping well, nominates her to be chief minister, and she very reluctantly takes on that mantle. Um, yeah, she's not new to the political world, but by end of season one, you see her sort of coming on her own, even going as far as to send her corrupt husband, which we all discover slowly as the series goes on, to jail, because she feels like that's the right thing to do. So yeah, when season two starts, as we know through the trailer and teaser, there's now this husband war sort of. There's this war going on between the husband and the wife, and she's more aware of her political rights. She's been chief minister for a while, so she's also aware of the power she has, the responsibility she has. So it's going to be a good clash between husband and wife over the state of Bihar and the politics. And of course, she's going to take on a lot of bad guys and set things straight, hopefully. So, and we'll discover what happens.
Right. Um, it's your 10 years this year, and obviously, I think we kind of briefly touched about it last time when obviously we were talking about Mithya, but this year has been such a big year for you. I mean, what you've had Mithya, you've had Gangubai, now you've got Maharani season two. So I think just reflecting over these 10 years, Huma, how would you describe your growth as an actor and perhaps your journey through the Indian entertainment industry? How do you feel like you've kind of evolved over time?
Well, it does seem scripted, no? Like when you think about it, I've had like, there's been, of course, Mithya, and there's been the song in Gangubai, and there's been Balimai, this big Tamil film,
Of course, Valimai.
which in which I was doing action, and now there's Maharani, and I have four other releases lined up. So it does seem like a really big year. It's almost like if I had like if you asked me 10 years ago, like I would have said, yeah, this should have been like after 10 years. Where do you see yourself? I could not have written a better script, but I guess sometimes you have to allow life to happen to you as opposed to planning and thinking about it because life sometimes has better plans for you than you would have for yourself. It doesn't seem like 10 years, to be honest. I still feel like I'm so new and still learning and still evolving. Um, but yeah, it's been a wonderful journey, and I feel like I've learned more from my mistakes than my successes, and I've had both. I've had the 100 crore films and the successes and the awards and the accolades, and I've also had a few years where things have not gone so well and they've not been successful films. But I feel like they all have been such important experiences in shaping me, the performer that I am, the person that I am, the actor that I am. But it's been quite a ride. It's been a dream come true for a middle class girl from Delhi to be here and
Yeah.
be an actress. Because if you told me 10 years ago, I'd be like, really, me doing all these like amazing things and having these amazing experiences, I would not have believed.
Right, of course. No, definitely. I mean, it's definitely been inspirational. But I think even Maharani as well, it comes at a very delicate stage, I feel, as well, of our circumstances, because I'm sure you've been watching the news and hearing sort of muck being thrown at women, on the political sphere as well. So when it comes to that aspect, and I think we kind of see a little bit of misogyny as well in the trailer of what Rani Bharati also sort of goes through as well. So how would you if you were in her position in real life, how do you tackle misogyny on a daily basis?
Well, I am in her position because I'm a woman as
Of
well.
course. Yeah. Of course, yeah, politician होने की जरूरत नहीं है.
पॉलिटिशियन होने की जरूरत नहीं है, फिक्शनल कैरेक्टर होने की जरूरत नहीं है. Of course, misogyny is everywhere in every aspect of life, and it's not just the men who are misogynist. I feel like a lot of women are also upholders of misogyny and patriarchy as much as men. Um, Having said that, it is, I feel, our collective problem. It is our collective issue, and therefore collective action needs to be taken. I don't believe we will be able to achieve equality by pitting men against the women and vice versa. It's not like all men are bad and all women are holier than thou. I think the problem is a collective problem, and we all have to take concentrated collective steps in trying to make a better world for each other, in trying to create more opportunities, equal opportunities for men and women, in telling our young boys and girls that they can dream whatever and they can be whoever, and they don't have to put a cap to their imagination and their dreams and their careers and their realities. And yeah, maybe we're far away from that, but has the journey not started? It has. Are we all not making a difference? We are, in the choices that we are making. Me as an actor, I mean, I'm very cognizant of the fact that, there'll be a lot of young girls who look up to me in a lot of ways. So the films that I do, how I conduct myself, makes a difference, makes an impact. So yeah, I mean, we all are making a difference, and I think we all are here because of so many women before us who have pushed the glass ceiling, who have shattered the glass ceiling, pushed the boundaries, and we are today standing on their shoulders. And what the work that we do, the future generation are going to benefit from it.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, very well said. But I think, one thing that I must say is you've done a lot of intense roles. I think throughout your career, a lot of them have been quite heavy. I
I
think it's
know.
I don't think you've actually, I mean, I probably love Shafte Chicken Kurana, maybe. I think besides that one, I think most of them been pretty quite
I don't know. I'm
intense.
such a funny girl. Nobody gives me a funny role. I mean, I have a great sense of humor. I crack people up all the time. I'm a goofball, but all my directors want me to do these intense, strong parts, which I love, by the way. But
Yeah.
I'm a funny person, and I have a great sense of humor. But nobody's exploring that. Like, no, I've never played myself on screen, and I think I'm quite fun.
You have a great sense of humor. I'm so sorry. I had to just do that. I had to just throw that in there.
That's a horrible one. It's a good
I'm
thing you're
sorry.
not a dialogue writer.
It's okay. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I'm not on any comedy show. I think मुझे धक्के मार के मतलब बाहर निकाल देते. But but I think yeah. So when it comes to like playing intense roles as well, like you know how important is it for an actor to really, because I get it that acting is a serious job. You're obviously stepping into a character, you're taking on that responsibility of a different person, but how tough is it to not be serious, so serious about your craft, especially when you
Extremely
are.
crucial.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my directors ask me what my process is, and I don't know what to answer because I take my work very seriously. I prep, I work really hard, but I don't believe that you have to be morose and heavy and like so process driven all the time. Like if you ask my co-stars, and they were saying this in the interview the other day, that Huma's always like laughing and cracking jokes and being like a goofball, and then when the camera's on, she's like into character. And I like that. I don't like to carry the heaviness around all the time. That, oh my god, like, oh, I don't like that. I think we're here to work. Everyone is here to do their bring their A game to the fore. We don't have to be like so heavy about it. Like the idea is
Mhm.
that if we work together, I want people to have a good working experience with me, and I want them to go back and remember me. Like, okay, it was a great experience. We had so much fun. We bonded as human beings, and yeah, maybe and I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. No, absolutely. I think it's also about that balance, isn't it? So, what keeps you sort of balanced, I would say, in life? I mean, would you say it's the fact that you have your close circle that really helps you to just, I guess वो थकान दूर कर देते हैं, आपके,
No,
heavy days से.
circle, bilkul. I think friends and family extremely crucial. I like to have a good work-life balance. I think you can't only be work, work, work. You have to have like a good mix of, being able to decompress and spend time with loved ones, play with your puppy. I like to journal. I like to meditate every day. I think that twice a day, morning, evening, my practice really keeps me grounded as a human being, and it's really made a world of a difference to how I am and how I conduct myself. It makes a big, big difference. That's my superpower. Really.
Right. That's really wonderful to hear, Huma. Honestly, I think that's great, and I think that's something which we all need to have. And I feel like sometimes we forget that aspect, about having that. But look, you've announced some really exciting projects. You have that Super XL. Was it Super XL that
Double
you?
XL, double
Ah,
XL.
double XL you've got. Then you've got Pooja Meri Jaan. Oh my God, I was really, really that one really caught me by surprise actually. Then you've got the Tarla Dalal biopic as well. So tell me, these are all. I guess these are. I guess besides Pooja Meri Jaan, I feel like all these other films, they're obviously, whilst they have their seriousness attached to it, but there seems to be a bit more, I guess, of a breath of fresh air, a bit more lightheartedness, perhaps, in terms of that. So, how have these roles actually, do you think, pushed you further in terms of your abilities, your skills as an actor?
Well, I think I'm in an interesting phase in my career. I'm trying to pick like and do at least good characters and interesting film, but also like fun film. Like Double XL is a fun film, but it talks about a very, very serious issue, which is body
Yeah.
shaming and the focus on women's bodies to conform to a certain idea, which all of us have been subject to, men and women again. So I don't think it's like a woman only problem, but of course it's told through the lens of these two women played by me and Sonakshi. So it's fun. It's about female friendship. It's about body positivity. It's a film, it's not a documentary. I mean, I'm trying to make a fun, interesting film that people will watch with families because I really believe that if you actually want to and care about social change, it has to come through popular culture. It cannot
Yeah.
happen by because young people don't watch documentaries really. They watch popular songs and music videos and popular films, and that's where you have to try and seed in like all these interesting, good ideas that's going to actually bring about any kind of actual social change.
Hmm.
So Tarla's, of course, this biopic, but I've never done a biopic before. That was interesting. And I think post Maharani, I've got the confidence to also try different accents. And I've never done something like I'm really good with the northern accents, like the Bihari and the Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan and Haryanvi, all that I can do. But Gujarati and Maharashtrian, I grew up in Delhi, so I'm not really used to hearing these sounds as a child. So they are a little more difficult for me. So I took it up
Mm.
as a challenge. Okay, I'm going to do like a Gujarati woman from Bombay and
Oh
try
wow.
period
Nice.
and try and like pull that off.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And then Pooja Meri Jaan is again a very, very topical film. The story must be told. And yeah, and then there's Monica, Oh My Darling, which is just
Of
this
course.
fun film with Rajkumar, and I'm really excited about that. It's turned out so wonderful. I'm so excited for that film. That's just a mad, mad, funny film. Like it's you were saying comedy, yeah. That's funny. That's my kind of funny.
And I feel like these, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me and the interpretation that I have. Because, see, even when I get work as a journalist or when I get opportunities for interviews, it really changes your mind. It really gives you direction, a sense of purpose, and that confidence comes from within. Do you, as an actor, when you are so busy and booked with so many projects, do you feel like that confidence comes from within as well for you? That you feel that sense of focus as well at that
Well, it's
point?
different for different people. Some people like to do one project at a time, and that's what gives them sanity, and they want to focus on one thing, which is great. Somebody like me, I like being busy. I like always being busy. I like to be in the thick of things, go from one set to the other, da 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 da. Like it gives me like that's my energy thing. And everyone's like, "How do you have so much energy?" And I'm like, "But that's just who I am. If I have to do one thing at a time, I'd be like, I'd just be a bit lazy, or
Yeah.
a bit sluggish. I work at my optimum when I just have a lot of activity going on and buzzing things around me all the time.
Right. Well, look, I think that's wonderful to hear. And I think, as far as I know, Pooja Meri Jaan, I think it talks about stalking, right? Like, it talks about like really creepy stuff that I think women and I think
Too
men have
early to
experienced.
talk about that. Wait for it. Wait
You
for
got to
it.
spill the tea. You've got to spill the tea. No, but look, well, that sounds really interesting, Huma, and I think I'm very happy to hear. And like I said, I think Shikayat has definitely in Gangubai has been such a huge song, and I think as I said to you before we started this interview, I always envisioned you to be a Bansali heroine of some sort. Yeah, exactly. So literally, you got the nuances very much on point, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing Maharani season 2. I think it's going to be very exciting, and it's definitely got my adrenaline pumping. So I can't wait to check it
Thank
out.
you, Anuj. You're adorable. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for these lovely,
Thank you
kind
so
words.
much.
And I really hope you enjoy the series and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, and come to London very soon as well.
I am actually. I'm coming next month for a film, so I'll.
Yes, hit me up. Definitely,
Yes,
wonderful.
sure.
All
Bye
right, Huma. Bye.
now. Bye.